Yeah, so this is a Peugeot 307. By class is a small family size car. At least I know I can actually confirm that I've sat inside both the front and the rear seat, and as tall as I am, I felt very comfortable. So that was I could say it's not a full size family car, but at least a small size. The production started I think as early as 2001 and ended sometime in 2008, if I'm not mistaken. That was in France, but I think in other countries like Asia, Africa, the production continued or went beyond 2008. And so this particular one is the phase 2. It has two phases. Phase 1, which started I think 2001, I ended sometime in 2004 or 2005, if I'm not mistaken, or early 2005. Then the phase 2 started late 2005. Just give or take between 2004 and 2005. That's when this particular phase started. Specifically 2005, I'm very sure, but I can't place where the phase 1 ended. So, however, this particular one that I'm reviewing is 2007 production. So, okay, the car, I said earlier, looks very okay in terms of the interior. I like the way the Peugeot do their hatchback. From the exterior, from the outside, the car may look small, but inside, wow, it will consume you that you hardly feel, uncomfortable. Okay, let's start from here. This is the passenger seat, right? Okay, so as you can see, the legroom is enough with this adjustment, and I feel very comfortable. The headroom is very okay. Wow, very big. In fact, it's like this size from here to here. That's the legroom. Basically from here to here. That's the space I have on the head. From here, this position on this adjustment, and I have enough legroom, so it's very okay for somebody who is 6 tall, 3.5 inches. That's 6 feet, 3.5 inches. So let's check the rear seat, right? The reason why I'm pointing this out is in case maybe you are considering using it maybe for a commercial, or you want a driver to be driving you, So as you can see the legroom. It's still okay. It's not touching it, the seat, and the headroom at the back is somewhere from here to here. That's the distance between my head and the roof liner. So it's quite okay for somebody who wants this car and still wants to have someone driving him, so that he may not feel some people may be wondering, oh, this kind of small family size car may be uncomfortable for somebody to have a driver and being driven. So it's quite okay. The armrest at the back, not bad. I think it's okay. Not bad. This one has a manual window control. So, but there are some with electronic anyway. That's on the specifications. As usual, Peugeot cars mostly, this is where you fill up their fuel. Let's look at the tank. Not talking about that. The boot. It's big enough. You can see these are 2 big tires. What's the size? 205/55 rim 16. So Okay, you can see the size. Okay, let's assume you place them here. Still okay like this. Let's see if we close. Wow. It still consumed it. So yeah, so the boot is quite okay. You know, if you're traveling and you want to carry a lot of luggage or whatever, for whatever purpose, yeah, can consume that. This place too can take some stuff. You can see the owner placed this pillow here. So of course you can also drop this seat. You can drop them. I think, yeah, you can drop them and increase the boot size. I hope I'm right, but I think so, because almost all Peugeot cars I've seen with that are hatchback, you can drop the rear seat. Even the saloon, you can also drop the rear seat to increase the boot volume or size and drop more things. That if you are not carrying any rear passenger, so so that kind of makes sense. Having it as a small family size car, and of course this is meant for fuel economy, considering the engine, which I'm going to show you guys. Mostly hatchbacks are meant for fuel economy. However, there are some that are designed for fun, and like for example Peugeot 307 have the Form 1, the one you can drive for fun, which the fuel consumption may not be as low as the ones with the specifically designed for consumption, less fuel consumption. So but this one is just for city drive. Now of course you can see it, travel with it. So okay, trying to find it. Then hope it seems the cashier has a problem. Hold on, guys. Oh, hold on. I think I need to open it very well. Okay, let's try it again. I'm going to stop this video and figure out how to open this system, because I didn't actually check it before I started the video. So I'll get back to you guys. Alright, so I actually opened it. I think I need some adjustment here. I'll discuss with the owner to give it a panel beater. I can see it has some small impact in the front before, probably a slight accident, so it affected the bumper, which kind of raised higher than it should. It's now affecting the cashier release iron, like this thing, so it couldn't allow any hand to enter here to pull it up. So that one we sorted out. So this is the engine, the TU5 JP4. That's the engine model. TU5 JP4 is a petrol engine, 4-cylinder engine, and 110 horsepower. So well, else, of course, the manual transmission. Even though you may not see it from the video until we enter inside, and the clutch is hydraulically controlled, not the cable type. Okay, so moving on. Okay. So the driver's seat is okay, well adjusted, and I'm okay like this with the adjustment, and I think not bad. in terms of somebody who is tall and is considering if this car will size, it will be okay for him. I think you can go for it, because I'm very, very comfortable. No joke. I'm not telling you this to convince you to buy such car, 307, but honestly, guys, I can drive like this for 10 hours without feeling comfortable. So it's possible that whoever that will sit behind me, though I didn't sit on the back seat, directly behind the driver's seat, so it's possible whoever that will sit there may not feel comfortable. I don't know, but for me, I'm okay here. So of course, if you are not as tall as me, it means the seat can still come up higher, and there will be more space or more leg room in the front. So let's get to action. Of course, the AC works. So 307 to me is where Peugeot copied 407. I think because the electrical system and some of the other things are similar to that of 407. So I'm not saying the 307 has everything in 407, or that 407 has everything, but it kind of, there are a lot of similarities with the electrical system, even some of the body parts, like the headlamp. If you look at the headlamp very well, you can see that it takes from the 407 takes the design from the 307. I don't know if you guys can see. So it's a 5-speed manual gearbox. Of course, you can get for 307. There are some that comes with automatic with this same engine. And personally, if you are a man, I will advise don't bother buying 307 with T05 JP4 engine that has automatic gearbox. I don't know, unless you are not really, that's when it comes to cars, you are zero. You don't even know anything about cars. All you care about is, can it take you to your office or your destination, even if it moves like a tortoise. Then you can consider that. But if you're a man that your energy boys, like, you have that masculinity in you, and the boys, whenever you are behind cars, I would suggest just forget about TU5 JP4 with automatic transmission in 307. Maybe in 206 here, but in 307, just don't bother. The engine has 110, maximum of 110 horsepower, and I've forgotten the curb weight of 307, right? But this engine is much better with the manual on this car. So, of course, there are other engines that this car has. I'm talking about petrol engine now. It has a TU3, EW10J4, EW10A, and EW10J4S. So probably I will review those ones later on as time goes by. So, but this one we are focusing only on this engine with this 307. Of course, there are other Peugeot cars with this engine, not just 307. Though the proper in Nigeria, they commonly known it as 307 engine. Reason being that I think Nigeria started seeing this engine in 307. So it doesn't mean it was designed and produced for 307. But if in Nigeria, it started selling, that's when people started seeing this engine in Peugeot 307. Yeah, it's possible that they produced it while they were about to launch 307. So that doesn't mean it was specifically for 307. So the other Peugeot cars with this engine, 206 has it, and some other Citroen cars. So now the horsepower 110 with the manual transmission in 307 is okay. It's not, I won't call it like a fun. It's not, no, personally it's not a fun. 307 with this engine is not that fun. I'm not saying you can't have your fun, but it's not specifically designed for fun compared to the other 307 petrol engines, like the EW10 J4S, EW10A, even the EW10 J4, you know. So, but this one does the work, you know. You can still have your fun if you want to, except that it will make this engine struggle more than it should for you to enjoy it. But of course, being manual, you can still enjoy it whether you are speeding or you are low speed. So now, the fuel consumption, I know a lot of people will be interested to know. If you drive this car with this engine, if you drive it with the purpose of the manufacturer, that's for people that want for economy, if you drive it as designed, you are looking at getting at least 48 miles per gallon. 48 miles per gallon. And I think if you put it in kilometers, you are looking at like I think like 5 point something, or just call it approximately 6 liters per 100 kilometers, right? 6 liters per 100 kilometers. That's what this car will consume with this engine and this manual gearbox, which to me is okay, right? It makes sense. That is if you're on highway. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean if you are driving inside the city, the consumption will be the same. If you're on highway, that's what you are likely going to get. In the city drive, and if you are driving inside the city, probably I think about 27 miles per gallon, which you are looking at like I think 7 or 8 liters per 100 kilometers. 8 liters or 7 to 8 liters per 100 kilometers. So that's what you get for this car. That if you drive it as designed, and if everything checks out, everything is safe factory, like the tire size, the engine system, the engine injection system, every part of the vehicle. I'm not saying I'm running as brand new, but I'm saying if there are no sensors that have issues with the engine, or you are using the factory recommended spark plug and the electro gap. If all the systems are okay, yes, you are supposed to get this mileage, and it's very, very good. I mean, I don't know how many cars produced in 2001 that can get up to 48 miles per gallon. To me, that's a very big plus. However, I do tell people there is a bigger engine, petrol engine in 307. That is EW10J4. EW10J4. Now, EW10J4 in 307 with manual gearbox, you are looking at somewhere around 44, between 43 to 45 miles per gallon, right? While this one is 49. So personally, to me, because that one has this one has 110 horsepower, that one has about 138 horsepower. Personally, I will go for that one, because even the difference, you have the power, you have more power, and the fuel consumption difference is not that much. I mean, you can't say because of additional 3 miles per gallon, that is so much that you are willing to sacrifice enjoying drive. This one you can enjoy, but the difference is you have to push it hard for you to be able to have fun with it. And pushing it hard sometimes may affect that fuel economy or go beyond the design. As in, if you really want to enjoy what the manufacturer claims. So that's where I'm coming from. So personally, to me, even though in fact I still wouldn't go for that EW10J4, the one I'm talking about. There's another higher one there, but at least that was the EW10J4 and this particular one, the two common petrol engine in 307 you can easily get, unlike the one with EW10J4S with 180 horsepower. So that one is not that easily available. So you have to look hard before you can find it, and which will also consume more. So that one is specifically for fun. So of course, fun, anything you are doing that needs more power means it needs a lot of energy to be able to pull the power comes at a cost, right? So that cost tells on your fuel. Like people asking me, should I buy a V6? I say, why? Go ahead. And he start asking me about fuel economy. I say, if you are to ask about fuel economy of V6, then don't even bother buying. If you're after fuel economy, if you don't want a car that will consume less, forget about V6. No, if you want a car that will consume less, forget about V6. Yeah, V6, the Peugeot V6, the ones I have, they don't consume, but I know the first thing that consume less. So, I think that's about it in terms of economy. Then the durability, yeah, it's very good. It's a good engine as well as just like every other Peugeot engine. It uses timing belt, of course, and Peugeot says at least, like in an environment like Nigeria here in Abuja, very hot and all that, it says at least every 4 years. Every 4 years. Even if Peugeot did not say that, I'm also telling you this. For this engine, every 4 years, get rid of the timing belt. Of course, Peugeot also says maximum of 10 years, right? Maximum of 10 years. You can use the timing, at least original timing belt, or the recommended or OEM. Every 10 years, use belts for here, based on the condition, just don't let it exceed 4 years. Also, or you can use the kilometers, the mileage covered to know when to change, which can also be for this engine. I think is it 60 to 80,000 kilometers, one of them. While some places you can use it up to 120,000 kilometers, depending on the environment and weather or mileage. It all depends on whichever comes first, the mileage or the year. So whenever people call me and say, I just tell them, hey, every 4 years change it, or at least 60,000 kilometers, change it. If you want to go beyond that, it's up to you. It's not my business. I'm just telling you, if you want to enjoy your vehicle without wondering whether your timing belt. For example, I'm not pushing this car hard. Why? Because I don't the timing kit and the auxiliary belt kit, I'm not sure they've been changed by the owner since he got the car. So meaning it could be weak. They could be weak. The auxiliary and the timing could be weak. So I don't even want to push the car hard to put too much stress on it, so it doesn't break while I'm doing this review. So that's one of the things. Other than that, it's very okay. Generally, 307 is a very good car. A lot of people may have some reservation about it in terms of they say electrical. Yeah, well, I always tell people, if you are busy condemning or crying, oh, this car is too electrical, then you can as well just forget about driving. You know why? Full electric cars, known as EV, they are coming very soon. Even if it's not the full, that maybe it's the fuel cell vehicles or the hydrogen powered ones or whatever you call it. But however, you find out about 95% of the vehicles will be electrically controlled. So if you can't even handle this particular one, if you cannot afford to maintain or properly treat or maintain your car that has internal combustion engine with some electrical control, how do you think you can handle the one that are fully electrically controlled? And you see people say, oh, we need this type of car, yet you can't even handle this. So if you are saying 307 electrical is too problematic, then my advice is just go back to Peugeot 404 or Peugeot 504. I think that would that would be better for you. Wow, what just happened before? One of the tires just blew up. So that would be better for you. Just go back to 404, 504. At least those ones are. You can see one of the tires, look, it just exploded. So, as far as I'm concerned, yes, the electric car is there, but not as complex as people think for this particular vehicle. But if you go and buy the one they've abused and messed up, it's going to deal with you. Because electric is not mechanical. It works with IC, diodes, so many things. You know, there are measures to work at certain temperature, a certain load, and all those things. So when you now start tapping and unloading and doing all kinds of things, bypassing, shortcutting, doing all, it's going to mess up the entire system. Remember that this vehicle is controlled with various computers. This particular 307 has about 7 or 8 or even more than 10 computers, independent, running though not necessarily independent. They are interconnected somehow, but they are doing different functions. So once one of the computers, which you can also call ECU, which some people locally call brain box, once any of them has been messed up, it's going to affect or crush or mess up the entire vehicle, right? So you have to be prepared for the future. So condemning 307 because you have people say it's too electrical, that means your days of driving vehicles are probably gone. So even if I'm more like limited, so just go back and look for 504, you just keep driving until, I don't know, until whenever, or until when you are ready for modern vehicles. Other than that, there's nothing wrong with Peugeot 307 electrical system to serve you and last as long as you want it. I'm not saying I prefer mechanical, I prefer electrical to mechanical. But I'm saying, just like every other car, they are sensitive. Electrical doesn't tolerate abuse like mechanical would do. So you have to respect the system. So I think with this, we've come to the end of this review. So it has actually lasted longer than I wanted it to, but I just wanted you guys to have a full understanding of this car, so that if you intend to buy it, you don't necessarily need to contact an expert to educate you on Peugeot 307. I've done that now. So from there, at least you can make your informed decision. Okay, I'm going for them. Then you find somebody who can get you a very good one, because you can't get a new one anymore. So whichever one you're going to buy is going to be a used one. So find somebody to get that can advise you or help you get one that they did not mess up in Nigeria, especially here in Nigeria. They didn't mess up the electrical part of them, so that you'll be able to buy and enjoy. And also, it's not just buying non-abused one and end up abusing them. So when you buy a non-abused Peugeot car, keep it that way. Don't go and abuse it after you made the purchase, because when you do, it will be a waste of time and money. Because why even bother spending so much to buy the non-abused, only to put it to that condition we are trying to avoid? Because it's going to deal with you the same way if you have bought it non-abused. I bought it abused, so that's the thing. So guys, this is the end of the review. I'll do another one quickly, not as quickly, but whenever I can. All right.